It's time once again for another thrilling episode of Markout Radio. For the next hour, sit back, pull the stick out of your ass, and enjoy. Be warned though, smarks and internet know-it-alls will be offended, annoyed, and generally pissed off at what's about to happen to your ear holes. You've been warned. Now, Markout Radio.
That's right. Welcome back to Markout Radio. Episode 26 of Markout Radio Goes Nitro. Our special Dave's bored and needs to go do something with his time on a Sunday afternoon. Bullshit shenanigans. For February 26, 1996, out of the Knoxville Civic Coliseum, Knoxville, Tennessee. Hosted by, of course, Eric Bischoff, Bobby the Brain Heenan, Steve Mongo McMichael, and the retarded little dog. Dark matches this week. The Blue Bloods, Earl, Robert Eaton, and Lord Steven Regal defeat Dirty Dick Slater in a 2-on-1 handicap match. Brad Armstrong defeats Disco Inferno, the Battle of the Jobbers, and Johnny B. Bad, the television champion, retains versus Diamond Dallas Page in the last dark match on a Nitro Johnny B. Bad would have. We're losing the bad man. We're losing him. And his whole career is about to get flushed down the toilet because his wife is apparently hotter than he is. So, there you go. All right. Welcome to Monday Nitro. We're the greatest live wrestling show on Monday nights. Last week's ratings were like this week. Edges out Raw 3.2 to 3.1. But anyways, we're live in Knoxville, where we're live as live can be, to bring you live wrestling action live to your living room, live here on TNT, live from Knoxville. I wonder if Nitro's live. Thanks, Eric. Jesus fucking Christ. We have no idea how many people are there or how many people paid, but at the end of the year, WCW is back at this venue and they sell it out with 4,021. So it's safe to say they probably have a similar number here tonight. The commentators are talking all things booty and all things uncensored. Speaking of uncensored, the state of Mongo and his fucking dog. They're wearing matching leather jackets. Isn't that precious? Next thing you know, Mongo will be wearing tights and grabbing other dudes. Wait, what? Oh, right. A Golden Girl is ringside, and we get a lot more camera time tonight than she really should have. And there are some rumors online that she was staged there to get fans into the action. You know, before spending a few years doing some work in the indies, I might have bought into that, just watching wrestling on television. But frankly, I've seen grannies do much more than this old lady did. I mean, a buddy of mine does a Big Brother Roberts gimmick. Bubba Rogers gimmick. Jesus Christ. And his day job is a teacher. Anyways, he works kids like no one's business. But when it comes to getting heat from the denture brigade, he is without equal. So I don't believe at all that she's a plant. I do believe that this is Tennessee. I do believe this is a huge pro wrestling state. And I do believe that this granny is crazy into wrestling. My opinion, by the way, is further driven home by how many times during the show security has to come over and talk to her. She is fucking gold. Just keep an eye out. She'll be the white bee-bonnet haircut that'll come up every now and then on the hard cam with the black dress on. And when the camera's facing the other way around, like facing towards her in the audience, you will see she's pacing back and forth right in front of the barricade, like getting in people's way. But no one's pissed off, really. They're entertained. But yet security is over there probably every 5 minutes telling Granny to calm the shit down. So strap in, because as I'm reviewing the episode, we're going to hear about Granny a few more times. All right, let's get right into the matches. First match of the night, Sting defeats Big Bubba Rogers in 7 minutes, 14 seconds. I gave the match 3.5 out of 5. Now, while Bubba is still making his entrance, and the war hasn't really started yet, Bischoff gives a rundown of what happened on Raw at the World Whining Federation. Isn't he just the edgiest guy? Just the edgiest! Now, I'll grant you that giving results from another territory is breaking kayfabe cardinal rules, so that, I guess, is edgy. But the World Whining Federation? What are you, 9? Afterwards, though, some commentators stay on point, talking about actually this match that's going on in the ring. Now, first appearance of Granny in my notes here. Some angry Granny nearly took Bubba's head off twice, taking swipes at him as he walked past the barricade before security came and told her to calm her old tits down. Sting delivers probably the safest reverse piledriver in the history of wrestling, and the camera did not switch to another feed, but we got to see every glorious slow motion version of this as possible, including Bubba's head not even remotely coming in contact with the ring to let you know just how fake this move really is. After the match, we get the Pep Boys Power Pin of the Week recap footage, which is just awesome. Commercial break and a WCW Mag promo. After the break, Mean Gene has a rant promo with Sting, Luger, and Legion of Doom. Sting's a brother in paint with the LOD, and they want to smarten Sting up to Luger's shenanigans. This whole promo was really crappy. This is what happens when LOD do not have Ellering or Sonny to speak for them. Oh, God. Sonny. Oh, let's talk about Sonny for a moment instead of this fucking promo, all right? The WWF Magazine, January 1998. Just, you'll thank me later. I mean, listen, kids, before the advent of the internet, we had to whack it to something, and frankly, January 98 version of the WWF Magazine with Sonny on the cover. Oh, my God. You know it. Anyways, let's get off of Dark Fox being a creepy fucker. All right. Anyways, this god-awful promo, Jesus Christ. LOD apparently challenges the champs to a Chicago street fight, which Luger agrees to because he's from Chicago. But he doesn't even know what the fuck it is. So Sting tells him to go bounce his pecs in front of a mirror for a bit and think about it. I thought that was good advice. We got a commercial break. Afterwards, Lex Luger defeats the Renegade in 5 minutes, 47 seconds. I gave that one 3.5 out of 5. Renegade runs down to the ring before his music even starts and forgot apparently to put makeup on. Luger comes down, flexes his pecs a bit. Then we go to another commercial break. Really? His pecs break the television? Jesus. Coming back from break, Renegade plays his gimmick to a T, so much so that the Warrior no-selling was actually starting to even piss me off. Jimmy Hart comes out and blindsides Renegade by pushing him off the top rope down to the floor. Eric quips that Jimmy Hart's a geek and a worm. I'm just, the 90s, they really were a different time. Post-match, Sting comes down to rip into Luger, and it all gets a decent reaction from the crowd. All in all, it was a good match, even though Renegade forgot to tap out after being thrown into the torture rack. Jesus. And after the match, the scene between Luger and Sting actually did a good job of building to the uncensored pay-per-view. So, again, decent all-around match. Couple little fucky places, but I thought the Renegade actually did a decent job. All things considered, him brought in basically as a joke. He's actually not doing a horrible job of getting himself over now that he has no Jimmy Hart. And, of course, the big stupid R on his face is gone. After this, we get a commercial break, and coming back from the break, we get the Road Warriors defeating Harlem Heat in WCW World Tag Team Title #1 Contenders match. Now, to be fair, it wasn't booked as a #1 Contenders match. We'll get there. Just pump the brakes a little bit. The match itself was 7 minutes, 54 seconds. I gave it 3.5 out of 5. Harlem Heat come out first, and after LOD come out, we get another commercial break. Now, Granny was really into Legion of Doom during this match, and she was getting a lot of heat from the Harlem Heat. Eric claims at this point that the Booty Man was a spy in the Dungeon of Doom for the last couple of years. Fuck's sakes, you gotta love on the fly Hogan booking. The commentating team, again, doing an actually great job of staying focused on this match and its implications, which only throwing to things like the Booty Man once in a while, not fucking focusing on it. At about the 5-minute mark into this match, Eric announces that the championship committee has decided that this is now a #1 Contenders match. Ta-da! Wait, do I actually have that? Please tell me that you have that in the fucking soundboard. You do! There you go, producer boy. You get a raise. That's right. You get 2 pretzels this week. All right. Even though Animal was a legal man, everybody lost track of who the legal men were, and Animal actually doesn't get the pin. So that's awesome. Whatever. It's wrestling. And for the most part, the referee is supposed to keep track of who the live man is. But, well, I mean, it's Nick Patrick. So what do you want? We've covered him at length, haven't we? After this, we get a commercial break, and back from commercial, we get Hogan, Savage, and the Booty Man defeating Arn Anderson, Kevin Sullivan, and Ric Flair with Miss Elizabeth and Woman at ringside in a 6-man tag team match that lasted 12 minutes, 5 seconds. I gave this one 4 out of 5. I wish, and listen, knowing how all of the rest of this plays out, I wish this had been the go-home for the pay-per-view, because this was actually good. 4 out of 5. To start the match off, there's a bit of a face team schmoz as they clear the ring of the heels. Shortly afterwards, though, Kim Page comes down to the ring, and according to Mongo, she's looking for some meat. Isn't he a classy guy? Mongo drove home the gimmick that the Booty Man was merely a spy as the Zodiac, and Bischoff quips that he's heard of this whole having a spy in the enemy's camp bit. But remember, we're not at war yet. Heenan joins the Booty Man Zodiac push while Granny starts catcalling Flair at ringside. Now, again, I really don't think Granny's is a plant here, because my granny had a huge crush on Flair, but she watched him when he was young. All right. The fact that Granny at ringside in fucking Tennessee here is like catcalling Flair is gold. All right. You got to keep an eye on this broad the whole fucking show, because frankly, the show itself is excellent, but she adds to the excellence of it. All right. Heenan I already did that one. Macho Man gets a handful of Liz and Woman's hair to get a big pop. Mongo claims Macho is out to get some RESPECT, which spells respect. But apparently, according to Heenan, it spells personal, and according to Rick, according to Eric, it spells a Miss Elizabeth? I don't understand why the former tackling dummy is the one who can actually spell on the commentating team. There's a spot here where Booty Man... Fuck, I feel like a knob saying that. What a shitty name. Anyways, where Booty Man lays out Flair, Anderson, and Sullivan one after the other. Now, it's an old spot, and it gets over. You know, the face taking it to the heel team, and that's fine. But it drew my attention to how Sullivan bumps. He bumps like a fucking weeble wobble. He squats down, lands on his ass, and then sort of rolls to his shoulders. He looks ridiculous. He bumps... Like, I've seen Earthquake take legit shoulder bumps. Like the traditional slap the mat shoulder bumps. Why the fuck is Sullivan a weeble wobble out there? I mean, does he have like back issues? Like, he's bumping like you bump when you're first learning how to wrestle, by landing on your ass and then rolling to your shoulders and then spreading your arms out and slapping them. Like, he's literally bumping like a fucking greenhorn. Is that how he bumps, or is he injured? What the fuck? Okay, listen. If you know why the fuck Sullivan bumps like a weeble wobble, email me, mlrmarkout at gmail.com. Let me know. It's fucking distracting me now, because now I've gone back to look at previous matches to see if maybe I've missed something all these years, and I have. He's always bumped like this weeble wobble bullshit, especially when he's got to pop right back up again. It's really pronounced when his job is to take the bump and then pop back up and take the bump and pop back up. If he's going to take the bump and fall down, he does tend to bump, but he bumps kind of rolled over on a shoulder. It's very weird. Maybe he's got like a spinal injury like Flair. I don't know. Anyways, it's distracting me and taking away from the show. Hogan pins Anderson, which was a good spot. I like the vengeance angle here. And then after the 3, Flair gives him a high knee to the back, launching him into the corner, where Liz does a truly fucking horrible job of cuffing Hogan into the turnbuckle area. Now, the cameraman and production staff did them absolutely zero favors here, zooming in on Hogan, actively helping Liz get the cuffs on him, while Bischoff tries to cover the botch by claiming that he's fighting her off. Are you fucking trying to tell me that the face of your company, the guy you're paying millions and millions of dollars, the guy that all the fans are there to see, cannot fight off an 80-pound woman? Is that what you're trying to tell me? After a high knee? You're trying to tell me after a high knee he can't fight off an 80-pound woman? What the fuck are you even trying to say? I get it, trying to cover a botch, but Jesus fuck, there's better ways to do it. Namely, yelling at your production staff for being so fucking shit at filming wrestling. Anyways, Flair gets one whip in, while Liz is just standing there like a useless twat. I mean, Jesus. I mean, luckily she didn't catch any of the whip, but fuck. Flair bails out of the ring while Sullivan ever so gently gives Liz's dress a little tug. right on the fucking live cam. Again, Johnny on the spot production team, awesome. And the heels scarper off. Now listen, I love that word, and I don't get to use it much, so I will fucking use it whenever I can, all right? The heels scarper. Now, Hogan miraculously goes from totally out on his feet to perfectly aware of his situation as Savage and Beef are coming to help him, and he shakes the cuffs for a little bit. Now, we go to black after this happens. So, that's the end of Nitro. Now, aside from the clusterfuck of an ending, the show itself was actually really good. Every match did something to build to the uncensored pay-per-view or an ongoing feud/storyline. The matches themselves were performed well to very good. The commentators actually stayed on the matches that they were looking at, throwing brief teasers to ongoing storylines in the main event. I was actually very impressed. Even though most of the matches themselves were like 3.5, the show as a whole gets 4.5 out of 5. Best fucking Nitro yet.
Well, that was an abortion of a show. Should the mood take you, check out markoutradio.com and leave a comment. You can also find links there to our Facebook, Twitter, YouTube, and Stitcher channels. You can even leave a voicemail on our Skype. Just click the links and share them.